This segment is sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.
Well, it's not very often that two hosts of a show welcome two hosts from another show who just finished taping their show and now they're on our show. Sounds confusing, I know, but when we go to the master camera, you'll see what I'm talking about. They've just come from CTV. Well, we should say that they're having a glass of wine. They've been off the air for a couple hours, but award-winning broadcasters, and they're good friends of ours. It's Keri and Jason Pires, hosts of CTV Morning Live, back on the show for the first time, I think, in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh,
yeah,
right?
it's our
But you guys
happy
have been
hour.
up since 3 a.m., so you're allowed to have a glass
You're
of wine.
totally allowed.
Thank you for
and
the
we're
wine.
allowed.
That's very generous of you.
Now, we want to say congratulations on your 6th year of hosting CTV Morning Live. Tell us how that journey's been. Okay, we're going to go on the outside guy first.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 years I just can't believe it's been 6. But it's been a wild ride. Like, you know, when you start a show, you don't envision how long it'll be. But we've been enjoying day by day, show by show. And I'm just lucky because Keri, she inherited me, and and I couldn't ask for a better partner, co-host, anchor, because we've worked together for a long time, and I think the world of her, and she's so talented. So to me, it was kind of winning the lottery for co-host. So for me, it's been fast 6 years, and we hope to do another 6.
And you can't give him any digs now
Yeah,
after
exactly.
that.
And there wouldn't be anyway, but honestly, you're right. I was working with another host. He joined the show, and it was great because we already knew each other. We were already friends. We'd worked on other shows together in the past. Oh. So it was an easy transition. And I think that when you do have a new co-host, there are some kinks to work out, but I think we've really hit a groove. I think that, you know, it takes a little while to get comfortable in that setting, but I don't know, it just seems really comfortable now.
Your chemistry is excellent, I have to
Well, and I've known you both personally because we were colleagues, former colleagues, but I could say you guys actually are friends. You know, often TV will throw people together and go, okay, go have chemistry now, and that's not often the case, but with you guys knowing each other, you're friends off camera as well.
You tease about what we do is he's my TV husband.
Absolutely. And I think, especially for a morning show, I think it's all about chemistry. I think viewers are smarter if they can tell that these two people don't get along or they're not being genuine. And that's what I love about Keri, is what you see on camera is what you see off. For me anyways, like I know how she is, and that's how she is on air. And so that's why I'm so comfortable with her, because I know how she's going to react. I know she's going to laugh at my jokes, even if they're bad, you know, type of thing. So, and I know the most important thing, I know she has my back, like total trust in her. If I screw up a word, just like I did the other day, she's got me, right?
Yeah.
So,
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we are friends. Like, you know, when we're together off camera, like I'm telling him some of my biggest, darkest secrets, and you know, there is trust there. That's not the stuff we're going to share on CTV Morning. but it is
on Our City Tonight, though.
I do it. But it's nice to have a really good friend that I get to work side by side.
And you both have done non-morning stuff. Mornings I always looked at, they're a different animal. Like there are people that are great news broadcasters, but morning is doing the news and tragedy and then turning around and doing a human interest story, and not everybody can do that. You guys do it for a lot of hours each day, at an early hour. Have there been challenges along the way in 6 years in terms of adapting to things we talked about before we went on camera, about just the evolving TV landscape, that things that all of us weren't doing 10 years ago we're doing now? Have you found that over the last, say, decade and the six and a half years you've been doing this show? Keri, start with you.
Okay. I think that you're right. Mornings are different, and I think that you have the gamut of stories. You're not just, you know, doing all the hard news. You're doing the here's what you need to know when you wake up in the morning. Here's the softer side of things. Here's some human interest stories, and there is such a sharp turn through all of that process. But it's kind of like, the way I look at it is that we're there for a viewer who's sitting in their bathrobe at home, drinking their coffee and trying to get started with their day. And it's always an honor to, you know, be able to welcome people and for them to welcome us into their home. As far as how things have changed over the years, I mean, live is so much part of what we do. Social media is a big part of it. We have When I first got in the industry, I did something called being a photojournalist, where I used to shoot my own stories and report them. This is, you know, 25 years ago. Wow. We're doing that more now than ever. We call them multi-skilled journalists at CTV, where our reporters are out in the field. They have their own camera. They're shooting their own stuff. The expectations are so much greater for the people that work in journalism now. They're doing more with less, but they're still doing such amazing work. And local reporting is so important to be able to tell those stories.
Wonderful. Jason, what have you seen the biggest change in the landscape since you got started? I know that you're an award-winning journalist as well as Keri. What's the biggest change?
Just to echo what Keri said, like people are expected to do more with less, for sure. And that's what I like about our team and the morning show is 3.5 hours. Like if you're going to wake up in the middle of the morning, you got to love what you do. And I think we all do. And I think it's because of the variety, as Keri was mentioning. It's not just hard news. Honestly, if it was 3.5 hours of doing hard news, I probably would have been out of there like after 1 year. Because we get to have a bit of a personality on the show. We get to do some fun guest segments, cooking segments. And I like the idea of entertaining the viewer. And I think Keri shares the same thing. We're giving you the news, but we want you to have a chuckle over breakfast. And I like that challenge because it's way more interesting than just sitting there and reading news.
I find that for the first time, to interrupt, I find that for the first time in years of being in this industry that I found the place where I belong.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on many different shows, but this is the one where I feel like I have some range and I can use that, and it's great. I do love it. I feel like I belong in the morning show.
Is there and we'll ask you both to wrap things up, is there a highlight for both of you?
A career highlight?
Over the last, or just on the show, on the morning show, over the last 6 years? Keri?
Career highlight? This is a lot of pressure.
You know, we're not live, so we can stop the camera.
Okay, think about that
this
for
is
a
the difficulty
second.
we deal with.
There's just so many
You see
highlights,
there.
that's why.
Every day is a
Yeah.
highlight.
Jason, could you give us something specific?
I just like the fact that week to week we don't really know what's going to happen. I love the whole unpredictability of it all. I get bored really easily. I think a lot of us as journalists, like we want jobs that are different every day. And I think morning show more than ever, like we could basically book any kind of guest that we want. We have the Wiggles on. We could go from having the Wiggles to having talk to the Vancouver mayor. So I just love the variety of it all. And but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's just too many to recount. But I mean, for me, the Olympics. But I wasn't part of the morning show. That was like when the city was at its best.
But that brought you over here, right?
That's true. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a long career, Jim. Long career. There's many highlights, but I feel grateful every day to be able to do the morning show.
Well, and you did say, I may be slightly biased here, but I love the mix of what you guys do. There's some human interest stuff in there as well as entertainment, other things, compared to just news, weather, traffic, news, weather, traffic. And I will say, their set looks as good in person as it does on TV. Unlike another station in town where it's all green screens. So
yeah,
technology, right? Technology.
Oh, it's great. No, you guys got a good warm set. Hey, congratulations! 6 years. That's an eternity in this business. We wish you a whole bunch more, and thank you for coming in.
You're done with us already?
This is it. We need to finish our wine.
We could do a part 2.
Yeah,
so much more to say.
We'll have a highlight next time you come back.
Right. Yeah.
Create one
next time.
We'll put a banner up with Keri's highlights in the show.
This was the highlight. Right here.
Oh, I tell you what, folks, they look way too good for people to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's award-winning broadcasters and super people, Jason Pires and Keri Adams. CTV Morning Live, weekday mornings. You know where to find them here in Vancouver. Guys, thank you for joining us.
Thanks
for
having
Relax
us.
and enjoy the wine.
Cheers.
This segment was sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.